Masking up made easy thanks to more than 200,000 of them. We'll show you how you can get your hands on an N95 for you and one for your child as well.
Also, could a break due to COVID cause issues in the Chandler Halderson trial? A local defense attorney explains why she would be asking for a redo. And the first of two very difficult days for first responders and people in Iowa County as one of their own is laid to rest. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. Right now in Wisconsin, more people are hospitalized with COVID than ever before. The Wisconsin Hospital Association says 2,278 COVID patients are hospitalized. That is one more patient than the previous record, which was set on November 17th, 2020. Despite rising cases, doctors are optimistic that we could soon reach the peak of Omicron. You can see from this graph, the number of newly reported COVID cases has decreased since yesterday. If you wondered if there's high demand for high-quality masks in Dane County right now, look no farther than right here. That's right. The Boys and Girls Club's Allied Drive location had a constant stream of people today picking up free masks for much of the afternoon. Our Tahalil Moeddin was there and explains why now is a key time to get those masks where they're needed most. Tahalil?
Well, there's a big difference between supplying high-quality masks for more than 20,000 Madison students and tens of thousands of people across Dane County. But after getting Governor Evers' attention, the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County got the resources they need to scale up.
Any kids? No. Okay.
Thank you.
One for you, one for him.
Thank you.
Okay.
Tapping into a stash that just arrived yesterday.
Everybody needs them. Who doesn't need to be protected in this environment?
The Boys and Girls Club of Dane County is on a mission, giving out 225,000 N95 and KN95 masks, almost as quickly as they came in.
To stop or slow the spread.
Speed is of importance here. Local hospitals are close to full. Patient counts are up 17% in South Central Wisconsin since Christmas. More people than ever are in Dane County's hospitals, and the county is setting new single-day case records almost daily.
More people have it, and so just because there's just the chance that some person you encounter now has the infection is very high in the community. And so there's just more emphasis on having masks right now.
While Omicron cases have started to decline in places like New York City and Boston, UW Health Dr. Dan Shirley warns we're not seeing that trend in Wisconsin. Not yet.
There's reason to be hopeful. I think that, but that, obviously that requires doing some of those things. So, having a vaccinated population, doing some of the common measures that we always talk about.
And right now, Masks for All is something the Boys and Girls Club wants to help make happen.
We can protect the students, but then they go home and they interact. Or you go to the grocery store, or you go to get gas.
Now helping everyone do their part, hoping to put a faster end to a long-running challenge. Doctors also say if you can't get an N95 mask yourself, the next best thing you could do would be to wear a surgical mask underneath your cloth mask. The Boys and Girls Club will continue to distribute N95s Tuesday through Friday at their Allied Drive location until supplies last.
Tahlil, thank you. The White House has a plan to keep kids in classrooms by expanding access to COVID tests. The Biden administration announcing today it'll provide an additional 10 million free COVID tests to schools every month. That's more than double what schools received last year. The program targets students from kindergarten through 12th grade. The administration also plans to send states billions of dollars to set up testing programs at schools and also set up so-called surge testing sites in hard-hit communities. As hospitalizations for COVID-19 hits new records, experts say virtually everyone will be exposed to COVID. Right now, more than 150,000 Americans with COVID are in hospitals, and the U.S. averages nearly 750,000 new cases a day. Health officials continue to urge the public to wear masks and get vaccinated or boosted. Meanwhile, the Biden administration now considering making N95 and KN95 masks more available to Americans. China is battling to contain the Omicron variant ahead of the start of the Beijing Winter Olympics. The city of Tianjin, near Beijing, started a second round of mass testing today after reports of about 36 new COVID cases. The government has placed several areas with community spread under strict lockdown. Several people were seen stockpiling food at markets
markets because of fears of a food shortage. Most trains to Beijing are banned, and travel to the city is being strictly controlled. China says the Olympic Games will still go on beginning February 4th, and all athletes will be in a virus-free bubble. The Spanish government will gather a commission of experts tomorrow to set a maximum price for the sale of COVID antigen tests in pharmacies. That country's leaders hope the move will prevent price gouging. There have been several reports of the tests being sold at prices much higher than normal by non-pharmacy vendors.
Let's get a look at your certified most accurate forecast. Meteorologist Dana Fulton out on the weather patio. Pretty nice out there today, Dana.
It really was a nice afternoon. In fact, all of the light ice that we had out here on the patio completely melting away with the sunshine coming through for us today. Temperature-wise, with that sunshine, we climbed up quite a bit into the low 40s. Right now, since sunset was just a little bit ago, we've already pulled back quite a bit. So a lot of the warm temperature this afternoon, a lot of our warm temperatures fueled from that southern air, that southern breeze coming through, and all of the sunshine. Temperature-wise, at about 35 in Madison. Our breeze coming in from the northeast. Wind chill just a little lower than our temps, but not too much of a drop. Still at 39 for Janesville, about 38 in Monroe. So just starting to pull back on our temperatures for us, but still above where we were at this time yesterday. Now, overnight, our temperatures will drop down to the mid-20s. Not too cold to start off the day tomorrow. Tomorrow, high temperatures will be in the low 30s. It might come along with a few light snow chances. We'll take a closer look at your full 10-day in just a few minutes.
Dana, thank you. The Chandler-Halderson homicide trial will be put on hold until at least next week.
The decision was made as a precaution after the defendant tested positive for COVID. Judge John Hyland informed the jury of the positive test this morning, but did not reveal it was Chandler-Halderson. Halderson's defense team expressed concern the diagnosis could possibly cause jurors to hold it against him.
I do not believe that you in any way would have been subject to exposure, but I do have to suspend our proceedings for a period of time because we cannot do any of our work through remote access through Zoom or any other means. It just is not.
The judge said Tuesday is the earliest the trial could resume due to CDC quarantine guidelines and the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday on Monday. We spoke with a local defense attorney about what the pause could mean for the trial. Jessa Nicholson says she would have asked the judge for a mistrial.
The jury is going to have only heard the prosecution's version of events, and they'll be replaying that in their head until they start to hear new evidence. So I think it overemphasizes the state's case because it lets them sit with it for a long time without hearing any kind of narrative.
Nicholson also noted while the law presumes that jurors will follow instructions and not talk about or look up the case outside of the courtroom, humans naturally seek out information, so she believes they will have the time and temptation to do so.
A funeral was held today for James Ludlum, one of the Mineral Point firefighters killed in a crash last week. The service was held at St. Mary and Paul Catholic Church in Mineral Point. Ludlum was then laid to rest at St. Mary's Cemetery.
We have experienced an outpouring of support from all over the state and other states surrounding us, and I just can't put that into words how that feels.
Ludlum and Fire Captain Brian Bush were in a fire truck trying to turn onto an emergency crossover on Highway 151 when a northbound semi hit their truck. Captain Bush, the driver of the fire truck, was also killed in that crash. His funeral is set for Friday.
Well, he's made headlines during his 20-month tenure, keeping Wisconsin's college campuses open and clashing with the legislature when necessary. Now, Republican Tommy Thompson sits down with Naomi Coles after announcing his resignation this spring as UW System interim president.
He says his relationship with the legislature, led by his own party, is better than ever. His top priorities in his last 2 months are pushing through UW's legislative priorities, including changes to reciprocity agreements, among other things. Despite past clashes over COVID precautions, he's pushing full steam ahead.
I go up there, I see them, they're happy to see me. They don't throw me out of the office. They ask me to come in and have coffee with them. I'm just delighted to be able to do that and to be able to tell them how important the university is. We need better cooperation, better relationship, better understanding on both sides. It's not only one side, it's both sides to make it work.
His advice for his successor: be a good decision maker and lead with strength and confidence. At 6 o'clock, his plans for the future and why we're sure to see him again, if not here, then somewhere. For News 3 Now, I'm Naomi Coles.
A federal judge is denying Prince Andrew's request to dismiss a sexual complaint against him. Virginia Giuffre is suing the British royal for allegedly having sex with her when she was just 17 years old. She claims the late Jeffrey Epstein trafficked her and then forced her to have sex with his friends, including Prince Andrew. Giuffre alleges the prince knew she was underage at the time. Prince Andrew denies the allegations against him. The number of FBI investigations into suspected violent extremists has more than doubled over the past 2 years.
Natalie Brand tells us the Department of Justice is launching a new unit focused on the rising threat of domestic terrorism.
Just days after the one-year anniversary of the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol, the Justice Department announced it will launch a new unit focused on the rising threat of domestic terrorism.
The number of FBI investigations over the past 2 years since March 2020 has more than doubled.
Assistant Attorney General Matthew Olson said a team of attorneys will focus on the threats and make sure cases are coordinated at the federal level and across the country.
It ensures consistency, it ensures continuity, and especially it ensures that these investigations receive the priority that they deserve.
Thomas Warwick, former DHS Deputy Assistant Secretary for Counterterrorism Policy, says the new unit signals to extremists that these cases will be a priority. He believes last year's U.S. Capitol attack is one cause for the spike.
Threats to lawmakers actually are one of the most dangerous threats to American democracy.
The U.S. Capitol Police Department counted around 9,600 threats last year alone, a big concern heading into a critical midterm election year.
I think what we're going to see as we ramp up to the election in November is going to be an increased need to keep the entire process peaceful.
Warwick says threats will require a swift response from federal, state, and local law enforcement. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, Washington.
Today, the Select Committee investigating the January 6th attack sent a letter to California Congressman Kevin McCarthy. The committee is asking McCarthy to voluntarily give them information related to his contacts with former President Trump and his Chief of Staff Mark Meadows before and after the incident.
Up next at 5, inflation continues to rise across the U.S.
Coming up, how leaders in Washington hope to slow down those rising prices. And later, the Dane County Humane Society is asking for the public's help to pay for this puppy's surgery. We'll find out how you can help coming up at 6.
And a check of the markets in midweek trading. Modest positive numbers as the Dow gains 38, the NASDAQ adds 35, the S&P jumped 13. We'll be right back.
The big in-stock winter blowout sale is on at Slumberland Furniture. Get year-end savings on everything in stock. Over 20 different sofas in stock and ready to go. Over 50 accent chairs and recliners too. In-stock items can be in your home really fast, even just a few days in some areas. Plus, save an extra 30% off all clearance items in store. Huge store-wide savings. Everything is on sale and shipping is free. The big in-stock winter blowout at Slumberland Furniture.
Living with metastatic breast cancer means being relentless because every day matters. And having more of them is possible with Verzenio, the only one of its kind proven to help you live significantly longer when taken with fulvestrant, regardless of menopause status.
Verzenio plus fulvestrant is for HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer that has progressed after hormone therapy. Diarrhea is common, may be severe, or cause dehydration or infection. At the first sign, call your doctor, start an antidiarrheal, and drink fluids. Before taking Verzenio, tell your doctor about any fever, chills, or other signs of infection. Verzenio may cause low white blood cell counts, which may cause serious infection that can lead to death. Life-threatening lung inflammation can occur. Tell your doctor about any new or worsening trouble breathing, cough, or chest pain. Serious liver problems can happen. Symptoms include fatigue, appetite loss, stomach pain, and bleeding or bruising. Blood clots that can lead to death have occurred. Tell your doctor if you have pain or swelling in your arms or legs, shortness of breath, chest pain, and rapid breathing or heart rate, or if you are nursing, pregnant, or plan to be.
Every day matters, and I want more of them.
Ask your doctor about everyday Verzenio.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Call to donate today.
Prepare to feel good in 2022. Join Planet Fitness now for zero enrollment, $10 a month, extended to January 14th. Enjoy tons of equipment in our clean clubs for zero enrollment.
Zero enrollment?
And $10 a month.
That makes me so happy.
You know what else will make you happy? Blowing off steam in our judgment-free zone.
It's all about the endorphins, baby. What's up?
It's this place, I tell you.
Amen, baby.
Feel Fit-tacular in 2022 for zero enrollment, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends January 14th.
COVID-19 puts a halt to the Halderson trial, how this will impact the process moving forward. Plus, as Tommy Thompson prepares to pass the baton, we sit down with him to talk about accomplishments, regrets, and advice for the next in line. That's coming up at 6.
News 3 Now and St. Vincent de Paul are collecting new and gently used blankets for our neighbors in need. You can drop them off at any Dane County St. Vincent de Paul store or participating area churches the last weekend in January. Thank you for your generosity.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Lawmakers gathered today to pay tribute to former Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid. The 82-year-old died in December after a long battle with pancreatic cancer. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer made remarks at the tribute. Reid served in the U.S. Senate for 30 years, including 8 years as the Democratic Majority Leader. He was the longest-serving senator in Nevada history when he retired in 2017. Pandemic price hikes didn't let up in the final month of 2021. In fact, financial experts say they hit a 39-year high.
Chris Wen explains what is driving the rise in costs and how the federal government is responding.
Prices for just about everything are rising at the fastest pace in decades.
I cannot keep hybrid vehicles on my lot.
The U.S. Consumer Price Inflation Index rose 7% over the past year before seasonal adjustments. That's the steepest climb in prices since June of 1982, according to data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Housing and gas, as well as used vehicles, were the biggest contributors to the December price hikes.
When customers are coming in, they're expecting full retail price for their pre-owned vehicles, and those are some things that we're having to conquer.
Food costs also went up slightly, the coronavirus pandemic impacting the global supply chain. The central bank now shifting to fight inflation after months of trying to prop up the economy.
If we see inflation persisting at high levels longer than expected, then we will, if we have to raise interest rates more over time, we will.
But even though prices went through the roof last year, they're still nowhere near the historic highs from the 1980s.
Even with Fed rate hikes penciled in, the unemployment rate will continue to decline this year, and we should be back to full employment at the end of the year.
The Biden administration optimistic that inflation will come down in the second half of the year.
We are not sitting on our hands idly by, hoping that these forecasts are right. We're doing everything we can to ensure that's the outcome.
In Washington, I'm Chris Wynn.
Let's get a look at your certified most accurate weather now. Meteorologist Dana Fulton has the forecast. A little January thaw today, Dana.
It was a bit of a warm afternoon, a little bit above average, not in a bad way. It felt pretty pleasant outside to see those temperatures in the low 40s. In fact, if we look to the south right now, we still have some warmer air close to 40 degrees in northern Illinois and off to the west in parts of Iowa. This line between the colder air now sinking a little further south. We have this weak front passing through. It was stalled just over southern Wisconsin, so that's why we had that warmer air in place for some of our areas in front of the front. Now that it's sinking through, our breeze coming a little bit more from the north and bringing in some cooler air for us, but still that southern flow down to the south in northern Illinois. That's where they're still seeing some milder temperatures. As we look ahead to our overnight hours, temperatures will drop to the mid to low 20s. Tomorrow morning, we have the chance to see some light flurries early in the day. I think most of the area is just going to stay mostly cloudy, but we could see some snowflakes swirling around early Thursday. Temperatures in the afternoon will be in the low 30s, so certainly not as mild as today, but still a little bit above average for our Thursday. Our next weather maker really building in as we look ahead to Friday. So Friday morning, Temperatures in the upper teens were dry early in the day. In the afternoon, though, notice this light snow starts to build in the early afternoon, but it's really pulling and trending off to the west right now. So the heaviest snowfall still in Iowa and Minnesota, but we're going to watch some of those snow showers cross right over the Mississippi. Some lighter snow still expected to dip into Sauk County, Iowa County, and parts of Dane County through Saturday or Friday evening into early Saturday morning before tapering off throughout the morning on Saturday. That leads to accumulation totals and a really tight cutoff line for us. This gradient here bringing the heaviest amounts right along the Mississippi River. Lesser amounts expected the further east you go. Most of Dane County, Sauk County, and Greene County, and that less to an inch. Trace amounts to an inch range. But close to Boscobel, this will be a bit of a snowmaker, about 2 to 4 inches, and Prairie du Chien in that 4 to 6 inch range. So again, right along the western edge of the state. This is part of a big system that's going to be quite a weather maker throughout the country. This Alberta Clipper, this is what we call when these storms swoop down through, get down south, and get all of that warm Gulf moisture in the winter. As we look ahead to Saturday morning, this might even bring some snowfall to parts of Arkansas and Tennessee before swinging back to the New England area to start off next week and dumping quite a bit of snow in their direction. So something we're going to keep a close eye on for them for the start of the next week, because I think it is going to be a bigger weather maker in that direction. For us tomorrow, morning flurries. Friday, we have some snow, especially along the western edge of the state. And then as we look ahead to the weekend, a little cooler trend building in. 33 the high for tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies. For Friday, the snow chance later in the day, and again, west of us, west of Dane County really right now. For Saturday, close to 20 for afternoon highs. Saturday night, though, gets a little colder, down to the single digits for early on Sunday. We're pretty close to average to start off next week, and our next chance for some light snow or flurries looks like it'll be building in for us late Tuesday and heading into Wednesday. As far as traffic conditions go right now, east and westbound along the Beltline, actually trending pretty smooth for us. No accidents to report in Dane County, but for Rock County, a pretty similar story actually for 39 and 90 north and southbound. From the Beltline to Janesville, we're sitting at 25 minutes, 16 minutes to get from Middleton to Sauk City, and downtown to Sun Prairie, about an 18-minute drive for us this evening. That's a quick look at traffic.
Dana, thank you. Coming up next, we'll show you how health experts are making strides against lung cancer. It's just ahead. Stay with us.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
So here's what we won't do. We won't let self-doubt win again. Because together, come on, Riley, let's go. We're working on something more real. Elbows in. With a real plan and coach for real 360 support. That's Anytime Fitness. That's Real AF.
At iMart Express, it's just the right price. 2 pairs of glasses start under $40. Using insurance? We accept over 1,000 plans, and using your benefits is as easy as 1, 2, 3. No insurance? No problem. Glasses to fit your budget. It's just the right price. Only at iMart Express.
If you're hungry and you want a great deal, the Super Slam is your perfect meal. It's pancakes, eggs, sausage, bacon, and hash browns. It's enough breakfast for dinner, and it's as good as it sounds. See you at Denny's.
My daughter has type 2 diabetes, and lately, I've seen this change in her.
Once weekly Trulicity is proven to help lower A1C. It lowers blood sugar from the first dose, and you could lose up to 10 pounds. Trulicity is for type 2 diabetes. It isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. It's not approved for use in children. Don't take Trulicity if you're allergic to it. You or your family have medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop Trulicity and call your doctor right away if you have an allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, changes in vision, or diabetic retinopathy. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Taking Trulicity with sulfonylurea or insulin raises low blood sugar risk. Side effects include nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea, which can lead to dehydration and may worsen kidney problems. Ask your doctor about once-weekly Trulicity.
Sick of waiting for your furniture to arrive? Menards has furniture you need in stock. Plus, you get a free rug. That's right. Buy any upholstered living room furniture at $299 or more and get a free 5x7 area rug. That's $149.99 in savings. Need a new chair? How about a sectional? A new recliner or love seat? Buy one today. Get a free rug. Hurry up. Get to Menards before they're gone. In store only while supplies last.
Save big money at Menards.
Is
your credit score getting in the way of things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit help you borrow up to $10,000. So check your eligibility on netcredit.com today without affecting your credit score. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
If you're hungry and you want a great deal, the Super Slam is your perfect meal. It's pancakes, eggs, sausage, bacon, and hash browns. It's enough breakfast for dinner, and it's as good as it sounds. See you at Denny's.
Think you know Madison? Test your city smarts in this month's interactive issue of Madison Magazine. Answer fast facts, solve a crossword, guess the year, and much more. Visit madisonmagazine.com and order your copy today.
News 3 and Channel 3000 put top stories and breaking news at your fingertips. Video alerts and forecasts. Clean, simple, and fast. Download the Channel 3000 app today. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
A new report from the American Cancer Society shows major progress against the leading cause of cancer deaths in the U.S.
Naomi Ruckum shows us what strides are being made against lung cancer.
Jill Fine came home from a trip in 2018 with wheezing and shoulder pain. Tests revealed stage 3 lung cancer.
I did smoke, I admit that, but thank God I don't anymore. But I was seriously at my age shocked to hear the word cancer.
Treatment included surgery to remove 2/3 of her lung and surgery on her airway.
4 rounds of chemo after that, and then a year of immunotherapy. It was quite a journey, I have to say, but I am so grateful and so lucky.
A new American Cancer Society report finds lung cancers are being diagnosed earlier and patients are living longer. Dr. Karen Knudsen credits increased access to care, screening, and better treatments.
While we know that not all lung cancers are associated with smoking, a significant fraction are. We are starting to see some progress, however, based on tobacco cessation for the heavy smoking population. It is possible to get into a screening program to detect lung cancer at an earlier stage.
The U.S. continues to see a significant reduction in cancer deaths overall. This year, it's estimated there will be 1.9 million new cancer diagnoses and more than 609,000 cancer deaths. The report also flags some concerning trends, including increased incidence of breast cancer in women and more men being diagnosed with advanced stage prostate cancer.
Cancer that has become widespread or metastatic, we still have no durable cure for that stage of disease. So for prostate cancer, is incredibly important for us to detect early and intervene early.
Jill has been cancer-free for 2 years.
And I just feel like I have a second chance at life.
She encourages others to get checked if something in their body doesn't seem right. Naomi Ruckum, CBS News.
The cancer estimates in the new report do not reflect the impact the pandemic could have. There has been a decline in cancer screenings overall across the U.S. The American Cancer Society recommends working with your primary care doctor to develop a cancer screening plan that is right for you.
And we're back after a short break with a final check of your First Warn forecast.
You're watching Madison's fastest growing newscast. News 3 Now at 5.
Water is one of nature's most beautiful and life-sustaining resources. At no fault of their own, many Wisconsin utility customers are facing a shutoff to their water service. This leaves them without the one life-giving resource we all take for granted. And those hardest hit are on fixed incomes, juggling multiple temporary jobs, or those who lost full-time jobs in sectors hardest hit by the pandemic. If someone you care about needs a hand up, your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your water, heat, and power on. If you are in danger of losing your water service, call 833-H2O-WISC, 833-426-9472. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
How much money have you wasted trying to find the right shade of foundation to match your skin tone? You end up with so many unused bottles, yet you can't bear to throw them out. Now, there's Color Beauty Self-Adjusting Foundation, which means you'll never search for the perfect shade again.
It's really difficult for me to find a good tone foundation. I usually purchase about 3 or 4 and sometimes mix them. Color Beauty is a game changer in finding the right foundation. You put it on your skin and it transforms into your own skin tone.
The Color Beauty foundation is so simple to put on. My skin looks great and it just looks awesome.
The key to the innovative Color Beauty formula is tiny color beads that release and blend to perfectly match your skin tone as you apply it. The foundation is white when it comes out of the bottle, but when I begin to apply it, it adjusts to blend perfectly with the color of my skin.
My biggest problem area is my cheeks right here. Color Beauty feels really light on my skin, and I can tell that it is pretty full coverage, so it looks like I don't have too much foundation on, but it is covering all my acne scars like I was saying before. I actually really love it. It's weightless and it's full coverage, and also it literally just matches my skin as soon as I put it on. It's no work. I've never experienced a foundation like this.
Color Beauty only comes in 2 colors, light and medium. If you have fair skin or you burn easily, go with the light. If you have darker skin, go with the medium. Plus, with an SPF of 50, they're getting the highest level of sun protection in a lightweight formula. And best of all is Color Beauty's exclusive special. Order this New Year's and get 40% off. That means you'll get the color adjusting foundation, the skin smoothing primer, and the fan favorite lash enhancer for thicker, longer looking lashes at 40% off. Plus, get free shipping. Visit color40.com or call the number on your screen.
Well, the NFL is no stranger to branding partnerships with snack foods, but Lay's is taking things one step further to mark its return to Super Bowl advertising after a 17-year hiatus. The potato chip company is launching Lay's Golden Grounds. Each bag of chips has the logo of an NFL team on it. The team indicated on the bag contributed a bit of dirt from 29 teams as well. Actually pulled the soil out of the stadiums, and that includes Lambeau Field to help grow the spuds eventually used to make the chips inside. You have to be quick to get your favorite team's bag, though. Only 200 bags for each team have been made. Now, you Bengals, Browns, and Broncos fans need not apply. They didn't offer up any dirt, so they don't get any potato chips. Well, let's go back to Dana. Final check of the forecast.
We're looking at a few snow chances over the next few days. Light snow possible tomorrow. Highs will be in the low 30s. Friday, a quick system brings some steady snowfall for our western counties close to the Mississippi River late in the day into early Saturday morning. Otherwise, the weekend right now looks mostly dry. Saturday close to 20 with variably cloudy skies. Variably cloudy on Sunday with a slight chance for flurries. Temperatures pretty close to average for Monday, and then we're back up to 30 for the middle of the week. That's going to come along with a quick snow chance late Tuesday into Wednesday, and then a colder trend expected to build back in by the end of next week with highs in the upper teens and overnight lows dropping back down to the single digits. So we'll have a little bit of time before we have to get too chilly again.
All right, Dana, thanks for joining us. We're back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. CBS Evening News is next.